Hello everybody, it's Laura Van Vertlo. I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up! And I have been since 2007 and I love every minute of it. Today I'm going to show you how to put together the peony flowers that come with the die set, and we are going to create this card. I have one that I did just flat, and I did a little bit of the color distressing, and then I did another one where you crinkle up the paper after you wet it, and then you cut it out, just to give it more of an antique, rustic look. So, let's get started. Let me push this to the side. So you have these pieces that come in, and I will admit I was a little intimidated by this when I first saw it. I thought, what in the world am I supposed to do with that? So I put them in order. So you are going to cut one of each of these, which I've already done prior to doing this video. So here's that one. Here's the big flower. Here's that one. And here is that one. So basically what we're going to do is, first I want to distress these. I'm just going to do the flat one. I'm not going to go into the, antiquing the flower. We can talk about that afterward. I just want to get the basic done. Let's see here. Oh, it goes that way. I'm sorry. These all line up at the bottom, if you can see that similar pattern. So when you get your flower all put together, they should line up. So I'm just going to distress a little bit of Petal Pink onto the Petal Pink that cardstock that I'm using. And these are the stamp sponges. I cut them in 4/4, sometimes 1/8, and then I put a little color on the paper so I don't get my fingers all dirty. This one's a recycled one because it's an old color and I just washed them all out really good. And so this gives it that kind of more variegated or ombre kind of, well, not ombre, I guess it's more variegated and depth to your flower. And last one real quick. And I did put a little bit of the Wink of Stella on the final product, right on the tips, just to give it a little extra oomph. But, you know, I'm addicted to Wink of Stella, so, you know, I go through about 2 a month. I always have 4 on hand. So, okay, so I'm going to put those to the side. And then I'm going to put the dies to the side, just so I don't lose them. I use the magnet sheets from Stampin' Storage, and then I put the name with the label maker and how many dies, so I don't have to think, oh, is there one missing? So a nice quick storage tip, and then I will arrange that later. Okay, so what the whole premise is, each one of these flowers has a little slot, and you're going to take it and put it in like that. So that's your center of your flower. And then you can always go back and distress areas that you feel need to have some, like right here, I might put a little bit. But I hope you can see this. All right, let me get, oh, it's stuck on the back. So now, see how they're kind of lining up underneath? There we go. So when you flip it over, it's starting to look like a flower now. And we'll put on the last one. Just kind of tuck it in there a little bit. And then I just took some glue dots and just stuck quite a few underneath, just to make sure that it, and if you're, here's a nice little tool, the Take Your Pick tool. is on the other end of this, it has the little sharp edge that you can pick up your glue dots with. There's also a stylus that has double-sided, one small, one large. Then there's the clay sequin pickup that I have in my drawer, but you also have this extra attachment that you can purchase for your dies, so you can just quickly roll out the little fine pieces. All right, so I'm just taking the spatula, picking up the glue dots and just kind of placing them underneath just so it doesn't move once it gets put on the card. Okay. And okay, good. It's not moving now. And there's some other pieces in here that the leaves, you could do different colors, or you could, what I'm going to do is put a little bit of the soft sea foam and kind of give it some extra depth on the leaves as well. Okay. I probably should have done this ahead of time. So sorry. And then here's this one. And then I took the fine tip glue pen to put that on. And then there's also this cute little, I think it's, what are they called? Pistils that go in the center. To me, that looks like a rose, keeping it like that. But then you could put the peony little stem pistils in the middle. Let me get one more glue dot. I just keep mine open. I love glue dots. Probably a little too much. Let's see here. Oh, poke that up just a little bit more. There we go. And then we're going to take our fine tip glue pen, which thankfully I have another one coming because I'm almost out. But I will tell you, this is my first bottle, so pretty impressed because I actually have classes in my house. So the fact that I have not run out yet is pretty impressive. But I love using this for little projects like this because there's no way I'm going to get that glue off there. Try to put Stampin' Seal or the glue dots on that. And as you see, this is kind of like giving it an extra, sorry, my hands are in the way. It never cooperates when you're trying to do a video, does it? All right, there we go. There. Oh, well, maybe not. We just put it on this piece. Come on. Yeah, I'm almost out of this, so that could be why I'm having issues. Okay. Hopefully it'll stay on my thumb long enough so I can do this. And then it just lines right up to the side with the leaves. And there's that. All right, so we're going to put these to the side, and I am actually going to already run this through with the Tasteful Textures, I do believe is the name of it. It comes with the whole prized peony suite. Love it when they put these suites together because there's ribbon, there's these adorable little faceted gems that go with it. It's got beautiful paper and everything just coordinates, and it makes creating projects so much easier. So if you are a new person, look into the suites and the bundles. Even just sometimes if I'm in a rut, I'll go to the designer series paper and look at the colors and kind of pull a color scheme out of that to get my creative juices going again. So, and then here is the Stampin' Seal. And a little tip on how to use this, and I hope you can see it. Instead of how we pulled back when we had the snail, what you're going to do is, I might be out, there we go, pull, and see how I'm rotating it up, it releases it. So I love this. Now that I've learned how to retrain my hand is how we used to do it with the other adhesive. And the Stampin' Seal Plus has little, what is it, perforations in them. So when you, that lifts a little bit easier, but it's a lot stronger. So, and I have yet to have this, because this is at the end, so I know I'm having issues with it. But it really reminds me of the Fast Fuse feel. Oops, I didn't cut that right. Hold on for 2 seconds. Let me trim that up. After it has adhesive on it, that's going to be fun. All right. Let's see. Let's just put this near it. Okay, so that should be, there it goes. I'm going to cover that part up. I just found a scrap piece of paper and just ran it through. And what did I do? There it is. Thing is, I'm still looking for the dark black color. These clear. Takes me a second to find where I put it. Okay, so that'll cover all that up. So now our card is definitely taking shape. And then we are going to quickly stamp a sentiment down, which you could pretty much choose anything. And I will tell you, these images are just gorgeous. And there's a die that cuts out this flower and all the leaves. So you can make the most gorgeous 3D flower arrangements with that. So go ahead and stamp that. And I am about to show you the newest addition to the Stampin' Up family that everybody's been waiting for, the Stamp, Cut, and Emboss machine. So I'm actually going to pull it in. I usually do this off to the side, but here we go. Okay, grab this. I don't know how much you can see of this. I've already used it quite a bit. Nice thing is it folds up. Sorry, that was kind of loud. So if you want to just store it, it doesn't take up a lot of room like the previous machine. And then I'm trying to do this so it doesn't make that big sound. What I like also is through here, it's a complete roller, where the other one only had 2, and that's what was giving the uneven, I don't know if you can see it, you probably can't. That's what was giving uneven pressure. So now that there's one solid roller in here, when it goes through, you get a complete impression or a complete cut. So let me go ahead and run through the sentiment. And I'm using the Perfect Parcels die. And now if I can just find the other, where'd it go? Okay, well that's interesting. I wonder, I have 2 cats, so there's quite possibly it's been flipped in the middle of the night. I see it. It has been. No wonder I can't find it. There it is. Okay. They love to come in here and start crawling all over my goodies. Okay, so I'll lay it on there. The magnetic plate is not available yet, so I'm having to reteach myself how to keep it firm down there so it doesn't move. So it'd be one thing I cannot wait. But you know, it runs smoothly. You get a nice, clean, crisp cut. And then it's, what I like is the plates are numbered too. So instead of having to read this every time, you just go, oh, okay, I need 1, 2, and 3, because this is the plate that you need for cutting dies. This is the plate that you use for, I'm still getting used to it, thin dies. Oh yes, that's what we just did. And then you're not the 3D, but the thinner of the embossing folders, you use these two plus this. Now if you use the 3D, this all comes with your stamp cut and emboss machine. This is what you would use for your sandwich for the 3D impression embossing folders. So, but it's all on there. I'm probably going to make a quick cheat sheet for my girls for club, just because I think it's easier just to say, if you're doing this, do that. And it did move. Okay, we will do a sentiment later. Anyway, I'll just use some washi tape like we used to do. All right, so here is the card, and I am going to put some of this on the back. It is already so dimensioned that I am just going to leave it as is and just push it down really good. And then I'm going to put a little bit on the back of this. And since that's the longer one, I'm going to have it jet out like that. And then the shorter one I will have do that. And then when I redo the sentiment, I think they need one more glue dot right there. I see something sticking up. There we go. All nice and snug now. And then I also did some of these little faceted gems, just kind of randomly. You always want to do a rule of 3, because when you have the even, then it kind of, for some reason, makes it look lopsided. It looks better to me when you do the 3s. So I will correct the sentiment and add that later, but your finished product after the Wink of Stella 2 will look like that. And there's the one that looks distressed. And when I was at our retreat, it was just a couple girls and I had to get away. Well, I went crazy. I think I made about 10 of them. So I have one that looks like a rose. And there I was kind of thinking about carnations, but I loved it. These are all the ones that you crumple up. There's one, I do believe that's the new color, terracotta tile. And then this one is my favorite. I love Highland Heather. So these are awaiting cards. So that should be pretty easy to do. So if you would like to order your bundle, you can always go to my blog to read up on this, or you can visit my online store at lvenvertlo.stampinup.net. And if you're new shopping with me, I will send you a little thank you gift in the mail. So be sure to mark that you want contact. I'm not a pushy person. I'm the only one that sees my mailing list. So you will not be getting bombarded with emails. And if you would like to sign up for my newsletter, please do. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.